Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform where you can create your very own website and online presence. For some time now, I've been thinking about my sketchbooking practice and what it means to me. How for me, it's this daily practice of honing my skills, but also transcribing this information about what happens in my day-to-day life, of what I observe or what I want to draw in the moment or what's going on in my head. So recently I've been thinking about using my sketchbook not only as a drawing medium, but also utilizing it as a journal. From time to time, I really do just like using my sketchbook as this on-the-go journal of writing down thoughts and ideas about what I want to bring to my shop, or even therapy notes when I don't have my other journals on hand, or anything in between, really. I've also been thinking about how much stuff we accumulate throughout a day of our lives. Just existing kind of brings about a little bit of waste. Physical receipts, or like the tags from clothings, or just very random things. And the emphasis here is to question, is this considered waste to me, or can I turn this into something more beautiful, or treasure this and cherish this in a way that's more long-lasting. So that kind of all accumulated into this idea of journaling and documenting 5 days of my life through all the bits and pieces that accumulate over time as proof that I've lived. To be honest, I was trying to document a continuous week, 7 days, but I ended up kind of failing that. I realized it was kind of hard to document an entire week in its entirety because I get busy and I don't really keep track of what I'm filming or if I can film in the moment. So I documented a few days in June because I did a lot of things in June. It was a very celebratory time for me. It was Pride Month. It was a really great time to spend with friends and just like be more in touch with the queer community. In a way, this is like a great way to document the queer experience of saying that like we're here, we're queer, and we're loud and proud. One thing I do want to note is that I didn't want to go into this project expecting to accumulate more than I should. It's not a way to justify me like over consuming or creating an excess of waste, but just doing whatever I can with the things that I do make. So I have a really wide array of sketchbooks. I have little journals for things like very inconsequential, like notes I take while video gaming. At the peak of Animal Crossing, I liked taking down notes of what was inspiring to me for my Animal Crossing town, or what things I wanted to do on a day-to-day basis. I also had this journal from 2017 that I journaled a few pages in, and then I picked up again in I think 2021, where I started more of this journaling, sketchbooking fusion process. And I feel like this is when I realized that I loved kind of documenting my day-to-day life in this way. Then I have my main sketchbook, which is this Nina Cosford sketchbook that's very nice. I love decorating in it. And even in fundamentals of sketchbooks, I love utilizing the pocket in the back to hold whatever scraps that I wanted. I also have this travel journal that's kept me company since around 2019 or so, and it has really kept me afloat through all of quarantine. I started using this to really thoroughly plan my last days of college and also my first job and all that, so it's very sentimental to me. And nowadays it feels more like a time capsule. There's even little calendar spreads that haven't been touched since 2019, so damn. I'm working on this sketchbook now that has really meant a lot to me. I didn't realize this until now, but I've had this sketchbook for a year now. I dated the sketchbook when I started it, and it's almost been a full year. So my plan is to actually finish up the sketchbook before August 1st. So it'll be fun to see what the last few pages of the sketchbook will be like. But in this most recent sketchbook is when I started pondering more of like how I want to document my life through my sketches. I got this little receipt from one of my roommates and I was like, that looks cool. I just want to put it in my sketchbook. Why not? And a few days later, I somehow got these Polaroids from 2 different events. So I decided it'd be great for it to live in my sketchbook because honestly, I do look back at my old sketchbooks quite a bit, and this would be the best way to honor those memories. Over the course of a few years, I've collected a lot of stationery and stickers and little tidbits here and there that I'm going to be using and adding to my sketchbook during this process. This also just gives me a little time to show off all my art supplies and fun pen collection because I really love collecting pens. So with that all said, let's look into how this process went for me, starting with day 1. But before we get on to the journaling part, I just wanted to quickly thank the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. As you know, I've been working with Squarespace for quite some time now, and I actually use them for my own portfolio website. If you're looking to start your own shop, Squarespace is the right place for you. Whether you're selling physically or digitally or service products, their website design services are really great. They have an array of templates for you to choose from and build off of to make customizable to your own needs. I really love making my websites, very fun and fresh and just easily navigatable. I love how you could customize to add your own personal touch and color. Also, if you're looking to sell in person, it's really easy to connect a Square Reader to their app and keep your orders, inventory, and customer data in sync with your online store. So if you're ready to launch your website, you can head on over to squarespace.com/thanksxu and use code thanksxu for 10% off your first website or domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And now back to journaling. I really love going out to nature over the weekends or whenever I can after I'm done with work. And Maddie recently showed me this trail that is a little out of the way, but I'm really glad that we took this trail. At the start of the hike, I found a map at the trailhead, and we made our way through some really lovely grassy hills. We also came across some really sweet cows. They were pooping in the field, and overall it was a fun but smelly time. I also went out and watched Spider-Verse with friends, and during that day a friend of mine gave me these funny meme stickers, and one of the stickers reminds me of Dumpling, which is too cute to pass up, so I'm using it to journal now. During that day we also went and got dim sum, and I got this menu left behind, so I decided to cut it up and just put little strips here and there throughout the spread. The apple in the corner is actually a tag that was a part of this dress that I got from my roommate Ari. This dress is the definition of cottagecore grandma, and I'm living for it, and I actually wore it out to a little music event that was outdoors. Snarky Puppy, the jazz band, was headlining, and it was really nice to just be out in the woods listening to music with all these people on such a lovely day. Now I'm just taking some time to add a little bit of flourish here and there and a little illustration of the cows in the hills. In the days following, I actually did a lot of shopping, mostly for art supplies and things around the studio, but also for myself. On a whim, I went thrift shopping with my roommate as we were passing by the herbal shop. I got this shirt in one of my favorite colors, so I thought it was a sweet find, and this business card. Another notable event during these days was a outdoor gig that Maddie was playing at. If you didn't know, my girlfriend Maddie plays in a band, and I love seeing her perform and just in her element performing her art. But before then, she actually drew out this stage set. I decided to keep that because I really love having this very sentimental piece from her. I drew in a band-aid at the bottom because initially I saved this old bandage, which is a little gross, not gonna lie. I saved it because it's really cute. It's just all really kuma and all. But in the end, I decided it would be better to just draw it. My biggest haul that day was to go to Blix and Home Depot to find supplies to finish up my studio. One of the more ambitious projects that I wanted to do was to completely spray paint this shelf. I went a little too far with it, I gotta say, but it turned out really nice, so it worked out in the end. I just ran out of spray paint, so I'm gonna go get some more. Part 3 is when things really ramped up more with the celebrations during Pride Week. I started off the week attending this farewell picnic for a dear friend, Christina, as she was moving back to New York City. I actually met a lot of people at the picnic, and it was a really nice time to just be out in the sun. I didn't have much to collect to show for that time, but I did have this one earring backing card that I got from a friend who was at the picnic. I've had this card for some time now and I didn't really have anywhere to place it, so I thought this would be a great time to put it somewhere to cherish. This week was also packed with meeting a lot of vending artists, and I couldn't help myself in supporting them, so I got a lot of different little knickknacks and jewelries from them to support local artists. And my favorite vendor artist has got to be my roommate, Adi. She makes these lovely earrings that I'll treasure forever. I have a few pieces from her already, including earrings, necklaces, and phone charms, so I would say I'm a big fan. I've also been holding on to these glitter letters from some time, and I thought this would be very fitting for a very colorful and celebratory week.
Is there a picture? Or video?
No, it's a video. Nice.
I didn't really film a lot at the time. It was a really busy weekend just selling and meeting a lot of you guys at the con. But I did meet a lot of amazing artists and new vending friends at this fair, and it was overall a really great experience. A lot of the things that I collected during this week are stickers and postcards from artists, and also these little message cards that I had to get last minute because I forgot probably 50% of my display for my table, and I had Maddie go out to help me find some last minute price tags for all my merch. So I have a lot of these note cards left over. I bought these mini apple jellies from a grocery store the day of vending, and it had the cutest little packaging, so I just wanted to save a bit of it to put into the spread. Also during this weekend, I actually received some really sweet crocheted gifts. One of them was a crocheted rose from Maddie that she found from another vending artist. And the second thing was this bouquet of crocheted tulips that I got from an artist named Blue House Ritual here in the Bay. I was really not expecting it, so I was so surprised and just touched dearly. Thank you so much, Blue, for the wonderful bouquet.
Sometimes it's great. It's really, really small. It looks very colorful. But
this was my busiest day out of this whole process, but it was rather fulfilling and one for the books. I started off the day going on this little gallery walk with my studio mates. If you didn't know, I have my studio here in Oakland in Helvella Art. We're a group of very eclectic artists, and I really have enjoyed my time with each and every one of them. We visited a very wide variety of studios here in SF. There even was one in the bathroom, to my surprise, which was maybe one of my favorites. And through the process of walking through these galleries, I collected a lot of the business cards of the different establishments, and one of them actually had stickers. And at the end of the gallery walk, of course, we get naturally hungry. So we stopped by a fried chicken joint, and I ended up using the sticker from the bag to put in the spread. I was also gifted this little hamster eraser from one of my studio mates, Perry, and it was funny because we couldn't figure out who was gifting them. It was like a little mystery gnome going around the studio. I decided it'd be kind of fun to mimic the use of the bag, so now I drew up the hamster again and put the bag over it in my sketchbook. So now it looks like the hamster just lives in the bag eternally. And to cap off the celebrations, it was 4th of July weekend. So I ended up going to a friend of a friend's birthday party at the beach, and this was really the time of my life. This was honestly one of the best birthday parties that I've been to, and I just had a great time dancing the night away. And honestly, it'll be something I'll remember forever.
that's something else.
Oh, that was one?
I think we're doing it. We're having a moment over there.
So it's been a few days since I finished up scrapbooking everything, and I've gotta say I really love this process. To be honest, it was a little bit of a crazy endeavor just because I waited until I had like 5 days worth of stuff to scrapbook all at once, and I feel like I would have liked it if I just did it day by day. I'm definitely going to be implementing more of this technique into my day-to-day sketchbooking practice, but what I really loved about this process is just being able to capture these like really precious memories of mine. And the best thing about this process is that like I'm going to look back at this sketchbook years from now and be able to remember what I was doing in June 2023, and I feel like that's so sweet. Another thing that I learned in this process is that I think I put a little bit too much emphasis on the scrapbooking part, and I feel like I could still leave a little bit more room with like observational sketches or some things that I want to add as just like a little doodle here and there. But the process was really fun. I really love working with my hands and kind of like thinking about how do I want to integrate this like texture or medium into the page and make it kind of more fun. Moving on forwards, I think I'll definitely be implementing this practice into my day-to-day sketchbooking practice. Moving on forwards, I feel like I'll definitely be using more of this like scrapbooking technique into my day-to-day sketchbooking practice. I feel like it'll be easier to do outside of this video just because it feels less pressuring and more focus on just like whatever I want to put in. But yeah, looking back at these spreads, I'm really happy with what it became. It really was kind of this weird, ambitious project in my head, and it feels really great to be, you know, to have accomplished this. And I hope this was kind of like an inspiration point for you if you're interested in kind of doing more of this scrapbooking sketchbook thing. Let me know. I want to see like what you're up to or like what people are drawing, you know? I always love interacting with you guys and seeing all the art that you post, and I also have like a Discord for my patrons where people post their art from time to time, so that's always lovely. Also, I'm just always grateful to my patrons, so love you to all my patrons. And I think that's really where I'll end it here. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching my little sketchbook journey. I'll be posting more regular studio vlogs in the coming weeks, but I also have some more ideas about like what other kind of videos I want to bring about, so stick around for that. If you're new around here, I post videos from time to time, so like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you around. Bye!